Worth Million Today video is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins top 3 piece 5 euro cent. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. So let's get it started. The 2014 5 euro cent coin is a small yet significant denomination of the euro currency system that carries with it a fascinating mixture of practical usage, historical design elements, symbolic importance, and technical details that represent the shared identity of the European Union as well as the individuality of each participating member state. The 5 euro cent belongs to the euro cent series that ranges from 1 cent up to 50 cents, forming part of the euro currency that was officially launched in physical form in 2002, following the earlier introduction of the euro as a virtual accounting currency in 1999. By 2014, more than a decade had passed since the euro coins first entered circulation, and the 5-cent coin remained one of the most widely circulated small denomination coins in Europe. Each euro cent coin, regardless of denomination, is recognized for having a common side that is uniform throughout the eurozone, and a national side that varies depending on the country of issue, allowing states to showcase cultural heritage, important figures, or national symbols while still maintaining a cohesive identity within the euro monetary union. The common reverse design of the 2014 5 euro cent coin, which is shared by all member states of the euro area, was created by the Belgian artist Luc Lux, who won the design competition organized by the European Commission in the late 1990s. On the reverse of the coin, the focal point is a stylized representation of the European Union on a globe, accompanied by the denomination, 5 euro cent. The map shows Europe in relation to Africa and Asia, symbolizing not just the unity of Europe but also its connection to the wider world, reflecting the EU's role as a global economic and political power. Radiating horizontal lines cross behind the globe, representing stability, balance, and integration. The 12 stars of the European flag are also present, forming a symbolic circle of unity, democracy, and solidarity among member nations. The coin's designer initials, LL, Luc Lux, are subtly integrated into the design, usually near the edge of the coin, as a mark of authorship. This side of the coin emphasizes the European ideal of commonality across diversity. No matter which country issues the coin, this reverse design remains the same, reminding all users that they are part of a single financial and political system. On the national obverse side, the design depends on the country that struck the coin in 2014. Since each Eurozone nation retains the right to choose its national motifs within the framework of the euro coinage, the 5 euro cent coins may display a wide variety of symbols ranging from monarch portraits to national monuments, plants, animals, or historic cultural motifs. For example, Germany uses an oak twig symbolizing stability and tradition. France employs the portrait of Marianne as a symbol of liberty, Italy often uses Renaissance-inspired designs such as the Colosseum, and Spain portrays King Juan Carlos I until 2014, when King Felipe VI took the throne. Smaller nations such as Ireland use the harp, a deeply rooted national emblem, while Finland uses heraldic lions. Thus, the 2014 5 euro cent coin is not a single coin but rather a collection of variants, each representing the unique identity of its issuing nation while still functioning identically across all borders within the euro area. The technical specifications of the 2014 5 euro cent coin reflect careful planning for usability and durability. The coin is relatively small, with a diameter of 21.25 mm and a thickness of 1.67 mm, making it larger than the 1 and 2 cent coins but smaller than the 10-cent denomination. Its weight is 3.92 grams, giving it a distinct feel that makes it recognizable by touch, an important factor for visually impaired individuals. The coin is struck from a material called copper-plated steel, giving it its characteristic reddish-brown appearance similar to older national copper coins, such as the pre-euro European cents or pennies. This composition also ensures cost-effectiveness in production, as steel is inexpensive while the thin copper plating provides resistance to corrosion and maintains an attractive finish. The edge of the coin is smooth, distinguishing it from higher-value coins which often feature milled or inscribed edges. In terms of minting and circulation, the 2014 5 euro cent coin was produced in large quantities by many national mints across the Eurozone, since lower denominations experience heavy circulation due to daily transactions. For instance, countries like Germany, Spain, Italy, and France each produced tens of millions of such coins in 2014, while smaller countries such as Malta, Cyprus, or Slovenia issued them in smaller numbers. Each national mint typically includes a mint mark on the obverse to identify its origin, for example, the A mint mark for Berlin in Germany, or the Monnaie de Paris mint mark for French coins. These mint marks and variations are of special interest to coin collectors, who often seek to gather complete sets of euro coins from each country and year, making the 2014 5-cent coin a valuable piece within such collections. The economic role of the 5-euro-cent coin in 2014 was tied closely to its function in daily transactions. While many higher denomination coins and banknotes circulate primarily for medium or large purchases, small denomination coins such as the 5-cent are indispensable for exact change in smaller purchases like public transport tickets, vending machines, supermarkets, or cafes. However, there has long been debate in several EU countries regarding the practicality of continuing to mint 1 and 2-cent coins, which cost nearly as much to produce as their face value and are often considered inconvenient. The 5-cent coin, on the other hand, has remained widely accepted, since it balances practicality and production cost, being large enough to justify minting while still small enough to facilitate everyday purchases. Some countries even experimented with rounding rules, where final purchase totals are rounded to the nearest 5 cents when cash is used, further increasing the relevance of the 5-cent coin in circulation. From a historical perspective, the 2014 5-euro-cent coin represents the maturity of the euro system. By this point, the euro was being used by 18 countries, with Latvia joining the eurozone in 2014, issuing its own euro coins for the first time, and it had become the second most traded currency in the world after the US dollar. The 5-cent coin was thus not just a small piece of metal but also a representation of trust in a shared monetary policy managed by the European Central Bank. Its design and presence in millions of pockets and wallets symbolized how deeply integrated the euro had become into everyday European life. For collectors and numismatists, the 2014 5-euro-cent coin is interesting for several reasons. Collectors often focus on building year sets, which means obtaining each denomination from a given year from all issuing countries. Since 2014 included Latvia's first year of euro issuance, coins from that country became especially notable. Variations in mint marks, die errors, or low mintage coins also add to the coin's appeal. Some national series are more highly sought after than others, for example, coins from small states like Monaco, San Marino, or Vatican City are issued in very limited numbers and often command much higher values in the collector's market, even though their face value is just 5 cents. This shows how a coin that is essentially worth almost nothing in commerce can become a prized collectible worth many euros when rarity and demand are factored in. Symbolically, the 2014 5-euro-cent coin embodies the broader themes of unity in diversity, economic cooperation, and European identity. The coin travels freely across borders. Someone in Portugal could easily receive a 5-cent coin minted in Finland as change, without even noticing the difference until looking closely at the obverse. This circulation pattern demonstrates how deeply the euro integrates the continent, blurring national lines while still respecting cultural heritage. The coin serves as a constant, tactile reminder of belonging to a greater union, while still reflecting individual national pride through its varying designs. Finally, when considering the long-term cultural impact, the 2014 5-euro-cent coin is more than just money, it is a historical artifact of its time. As the euro continues to evolve, debates over the future of small denominations, inflationary pressures, and the eventual move toward digital currencies make such coins potential relics of a transitional period. In decades to come, holding a 2014 5-euro-cent coin will not only remind people of early 21st century Europe but also of the struggles, unity, and economic developments that defined the European Union during that era. Next coin. The 2009 5-euro-cent coin is one of the smallest but also one of the most widely circulated denominations of the euro currency system, forming part of the euro cent series that ranges from 1 cent to 50 cents, and like all euro coins it combines both common European identity with national cultural individuality. The euro currency itself was officially introduced in non-physical form in 1999 and entered into physical circulation in 2002, replacing many of the traditional national currencies of Europe such as the German mark, the French franc, the Italian lira, the Spanish peseta, and the Irish pound. By the year 2009, the euro had already been circulating for 7 years in coin and banknote form and had become firmly established not just as the monetary backbone of the European Union but also as a global reserve and trading currency second only to the US dollar. The 5-cent coin, although small in value, played an essential role in daily life in 2009, particularly in vending machines, supermarkets, public transportation payments, and countless minor transactions where exact change was needed. For many people across Europe, the 5-cent coin was a daily companion, carried in wallets, purses, and pockets, embodying the abstract concept of European unity in a tangible, metallic form. The design of the 2009 5-cent coin follows the euro's two-sided pattern, a common reverse side designed by Belgian artist Luc Lux, and a national obverse side chosen by each participating Eurozone country. The reverse side, common to all Euro nations, features a globe showing Europe in relation to Africa and Asia, with vertical and horizontal lines extending outward to represent the interconnectedness of the continent with the wider world. Around the globe appear 12 stars, symbolizing the European Union's ideals of unity, harmony, and solidarity, while the denomination inscription, 5 euro cent, is clearly marked. The initials, LL, of Luc Lux are subtly integrated into the design. This consistent reverse design was created to remind citizens and users of the coin that regardless of national origin, all euro coins are part of a single currency system. The national obverse, however, varies by issuing country, and in 2009 each nation struck its own 5-cent coins with a unique national symbol. Germany continued to use the traditional oak twig motif, France used the portrait of Marianne representing liberty and reason, Italy displayed classical and Renaissance imagery, Spain featured King Juan Carlos I, Ireland used the traditional Irish harp, Finland employed its heraldic lion, and so on. This balance between unity and diversity is one of the defining characteristics of euro coinage and adds significant cultural depth to coins as small as the 5-cent piece. From a technical perspective, the 2009 5 euro cent coin is produced from copper-plated steel, giving it a distinctive reddish appearance reminiscent of traditional copper coins such as the old European pennies. The coin weighs 3.92 grams, has a diameter of 21.25 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.67 millimeters. Its edge is smooth, making it easy to distinguish by touch from other coins, especially for the visually impaired. The choice of copper-plated steel is both practical and symbolic. Steel is inexpensive and durable, while the thin copper layer provides a traditional, familiar look as well as corrosion resistance. These technical features are standardized across the Eurozone, ensuring that a 2009 5-cent coin minted in Spain or Ireland is physically identical to one minted in Germany or Italy, which is crucial for compatibility in vending machines and for uniform circulation. In terms of minting and distribution, the 2009 5 euro cent coin was struck in significant numbers across the Eurozone because lower denominations experience very high turnover in daily transactions. Large economies such as Germany, France, Italy, and Spain each minted tens or even hundreds of millions of coins, while smaller states like Malta, Cyprus, or Slovenia produced them in lower but still substantial quantities. Each national mint often uses a mintmark or specific detail on the obverse side to indicate its place of origin, something collectors closely examine. For example, German coins carry a mintmark letter A for Berlin, D for Munich, F for Stuttgart, G for Karlsruhe, J for Hamburg, while France uses the cornucopia symbol of the Monnaie de Paris mint. Collectors of euro coins pay great attention to such mintmarks, since they transform a common coin into part of a rich collectible tapestry. The historical and economic context of 2009 also adds depth to the coin's significance. The year 2009 was a turbulent one for Europe. the world was experiencing the aftermath of the 2008 global financial crisis, and many EU countries were facing economic strain. The euro was tested during this period, with debates on fiscal stability and economic policy coordination among member states intensifying. In such an environment, the euro coins, including the small 5 cent, were not just money but also symbols of the resilience and solidarity of the European project. Moreover, in 2009 the euro area welcomed Slovakia as its newest member, which meant that Slovak 5-cent coins entered circulation for the first time. For Slovak citizens, receiving a 2009 5-cent coin in change symbolized not only a practical currency but also their country's integration into the broader European financial and political system. Thus, the 2009 5-cent coin is historically significant as it coincided with Eurozone expansion as well as one of the most challenging economic times in modern European history. For numismatists and collectors, the 2009 5-euro-cent coin holds multiple points of interest. Since every Eurozone country issues its own national obverse designs, collectors often pursue year sets or complete national series. The year 2009 is particularly notable because of Slovakia's first euro coinage, making Slovak issues highly desirable for those aiming for complete euro collections. Furthermore, the economic crisis meant that some mints produced slightly fewer coins than in other years, so mintage figures vary widely. While the coin's face value is minimal, certain rarities, mint errors, or uncirculated versions in official coin sets can command prices much higher than 5 cents in the collector's market. Limited issues from microstates like Monaco, San Marino, and Vatican City, although technically the same denomination, are especially prized, with sets containing the 2009 5-cent coin sometimes sold at many multiples of face value. The social and symbolic role of the 2009 5-euro-cent coin is also meaningful. Small coins are often dismissed as pocket change, yet they perform the vital function of enabling exact payments and keeping the cash economy functioning smoothly. In 2009, discussions had already begun in some countries about whether to eliminate 1 and 2 cent coins due to production costs, but the 5-cent piece was widely accepted as necessary and practical. Its role was enhanced by rounding practices in some nations, where transaction totals would be rounded to the nearest 5 cents in cash dealings. This practice gave the 5-cent coin even greater importance, as it became the smallest indispensable coin in daily commerce in those countries. Symbolically, the coin's common reverse design continually reminded citizens of their membership in a shared European family, while the obverse linked them to their national traditions, heritage, and identity. Culturally, the 2009 5-cent coin represents the broader idea of unity in diversity. A person in Portugal could easily receive a coin minted in Austria or Belgium, and most people rarely notice the obverse until they look closely, yet each coin traveled freely across borders as a silent ambassador of its nation. This phenomenon reflects the success of the Euro project in integrating economies and societies. For the younger generation who grew up after 2002, coins like the 2009 5-cent were often the only currency they had ever known, replacing the francs, marks, and liras that their parents once used. In this way, the coin is not just a tool for trade but also a cultural marker of a generation defined by European integration. Looking to the future significance, the 2009 5-euro-cent coin stands as a historical artifact of a transitional era. As digital payments increase and contactless transactions become more dominant, physical coins, especially low denominations, face gradual decline. Already by 2009 there were debates about whether coins like the 1, 2, and even 5-cent pieces would remain in circulation for much longer. However, for historians, economists, and collectors, the 2009 issue remains a marker of Europe's resilience during crisis, expansion with the inclusion of Slovakia, and ongoing debates about the practicalities of coinage in modern economies. To hold a 2009 5-cent coin today is to hold a piece of that story, a small, unassuming coin that quietly reflects enormous themes: economic hardship, continental unity, national pride, and the daily life of millions of Europeans in the first decade of the 21st century. Next coin. The 5 cent coin of 2015 is a small yet historically significant piece of modern European currency that represents not only a unit of value within the euro monetary system but also embodies the wider story of European integration, economic stability, and cultural symbolism. To truly appreciate the 2015 issue of this coin, one must understand its physical properties, design elements, minting processes, historical background, role in daily transactions, and its wider symbolic value within the European Union. Beginning with its basic specifications, the 5 cent coin belongs to the group of lower denomination euro coins, and it has a diameter of 21.25 millimeters, a thickness of around 1.67 millimeters, and a weight of approximately 3.92 grams. It is composed of a material officially known as copper-covered steel, copper-plated steel, which gives the coin its distinctive reddish-brown color reminiscent of older bronze and copper coins of European history. The choice of this metal is not arbitrary but rather reflects both economic and practical considerations. Copper plating offers a traditional aesthetic and resistance to corrosion, while steel at the core keeps the production costs low, an essential factor for mass-minted coins of small denominations that circulate in the hundreds of millions annually. The edge of the 5 cent is plain, without milling or lettering, which further distinguishes it from higher denominations that use different edge styles as tactile identifiers for the visually impaired. Moving to the design aspects, the reverse side, common side, of the 5 cent, like other euro cent coins from 1 to 50 cents, was designed by the Belgian artist Luc Lux of the Royal Belgian Mint. On this side, one finds a map of Europe, with the denomination, 5 cent, prominently inscribed. Earlier issues prior to 2007 depicted only the European Union as it was before enlargement, but coins struck from 2007 onwards, including the 2015 issue, feature an updated map showing the entire European continent, symbolizing unity and integration not limited to just EU member states. The fine radial lines behind the globe design give the coin a sense of dynamism, suggesting Europe's role in the wider world economy. This side also includes the initials, LL, of Luc Lux, acknowledging his artistic contribution. The obverse side of the coin, the national side, differs from country to country, since every Eurozone member state is allowed to design its own obverse to reflect national identity, culture, and symbols, while the reverse remains common across all nations. For instance, a 2015 5 cent minted in Germany may display an oak twig symbolizing strength and continuity, while one from Italy could show the classical Castel del Monte, and one from Spain might bear the effigy of King Juan Carlos I or King Felipe VI, depending on the transition period. This makes collecting 2015 5 cent coins particularly fascinating, because although the denomination and reverse design remain uniform, the obverse side provides a rich mosaic of European national identities. The mintage process itself is highly mechanized and standardized across European mints, with billions of euro cent coins produced to meet demand across the Eurozone. Coins minted in 2015 will bear mint marks corresponding to their issuing country's minting facility, such as A for Berlin in Germany, R for Rome in Italy, or S for Suomi, Finland. Examining the economic context of 2015, the euro had been in circulation for over a decade by this time, and the global financial crisis of 2008-2012 had left its mark on the European economy. The issuance of 5 cent coins in 2015 symbolized both the resilience of the euro system and the ongoing debate about the utility of small denomination coins. Many economists and citizens questioned whether coins like the 1 and 2 cent, and even the 5 cent, should remain in circulation, since production costs often rival their face value and many transactions round amounts to the nearest 10 cents. Nevertheless, the 5 cent remained a vital component of daily cash use in 2015, particularly in southern and eastern European countries where cash transactions were still predominant. Beyond its monetary function, the coin carries a symbolic value. It demonstrates the unity of over 19 Eurozone member states in sharing a single currency while still retaining aspects of national heritage through their obverse designs. From a collector's perspective, the 2015 5 cent coin is generally considered common in terms of mintage, as billions were produced across various member states. However, certain mintmarks, limited proof issues, or coins from smaller countries with lower mintages such as Malta, Cyprus, or Luxembourg can be of greater interest and may carry a premium above face value for collectors specializing in euro coins. The coin's condition also plays a role. Uncirculated or proof quality 2015 coins, especially in mint sets issued by national mints, are sought after by numismatists. Technically, the coin's durability is ensured by the copper-plated steel composition, which gives it a long circulation life, though with time the reddish copper surface tends to darken or wear, producing a patina that tells the story of its journey through countless hands and transactions. Looking deeper, the symbolism of the 5 euro cent coin of 2015 reflects both continuity and change. On one hand, it continues the long European tradition of using small copper-colored coins as the backbone of everyday trade, much like the French centime, Italian centesimi, and German pfennigs that preceded the euro. On the other hand, it represents a new era